Hi, welcome to day 8 of our yarn adventure to Santa Fe. And this color was inspired by one photo that I saw, and then I had to investigate what was going on. You know, just doing a lot of internet research on Santa Fe and stuff. And it's not something I experienced when I was there years ago. I wish I had known about it. But if I go back, I'm totally going to try and visit this. If you haven't already opened it, get ready to, because day eight is raw Paulette sandstone. This is a person, okay, and you'll see in a moment. Here's the color. Here's the color. Now, sandstone can be a lot of different colors. This one is more of a tan. You can get some more pinkish versions. It's all around Santa Fe. But this one was inspired by a couple of different photos of these fabulous sandstone caves that were carved out, or like cave may have already been there, but they're carved out by this artist known as Raw Paulette. And I mean, there's sandstone everywhere, but I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, this is so interesting. Like what he's done with the sandstone. I think it's like most of the caves that he's done is within half an hour of Santa Fe. So if I was going down there, I would want to visit one if that was possible. And I am going to share my screen and show you the photo that inspired it all. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? Let's see, here's the photo. This is the photo that I was like, oh my God, what's going on there? Of course, she's wearing, you know, some iconic Ruana that has the fabulous Aztec geometric designs and everything. And that the colors in that are great too. But I was like, what is going on in this background? Like, what is this? And it is a sandstone cave. So now I need to like switch and share this video that I found. Okay, now this is another, was it CBS Sunday Morning video, and this one is 5 minutes long, but it really does explain what's going on, and they do a really good job. So let's see if I can.
In the high desert of northern New Mexico, if you listen carefully, you just might hear something more than the wind. It's the underground sound of a man obsessed. His name is Raw Paulette, who for the past 25 years, with only his dog for company, has been scraping and shaping New Mexico's sandstone into man-made caves of art.
That's cool.
Do you think you're obsessed with cave digging?
Would you call a child being obsessed with play? You wouldn't use that word obsessed.
And the light kind of changes the color.
When you're doing something you love and are drawn to it, you want to do it all the time.
So this is sort of the cave staircase, huh? Yeah. He calls them his wilderness shrines, massive in scale, poetic in their design. If his work takes your breath away, well, that's just what he hoped it would do.
I see this as an environmental project. I'm trying to open up people's feelings.
So you call this one what?
I call this the tree of human kindness.
This small opening pales in comparison to the cavern he's dug inside.
Look at this gorgeousness. Now the light is adding.
Look at close to 900 hours.
900 hours.
Yeah.
You wanted, though, this sense of sort of being enveloped by a tree. He sees himself as a magician, playing with space, both big and small, who creates what he calls the cave effect.
It has a lot to do with the juxtaposition of opposites. The sense of being underground, with light streaming in. The intimacy of being in a cave, yet the columns end up very large, sometimes 30, 40 feet high.
He has no degree in sculpting. He's not a structural engineer, and he's not an architect. He's simply a man who found his passion.
Most of the wonder that I feel is in the actual making of the caves. Once they're made,
you move on.
I move on.
Kind of like us with knitting. Sometimes it's just the making of it.
He's found that fresh wonder digging about a dozen caves so far, most commissioned by nearby residents who want a piece of livable art.
What was here before you started digging?
Well, there's just hillside.
This cave along the Rio Grande River even has power, a wood floor, and a colorful bathtub
Look at
with
that
running water.
bathtub. Oh my God, I
It
want
took
it.
Paulette 2 years to dig. He charged a mere $12 an hour in labor.
You don't do this for the money. You're not getting rich off making these beautiful places.
No, it's the process. You know, I'm
Happy
having
naked
the time of
people
my
carved
life.
into the wall.
You can see the way they're offset here.
Amazingly, Rob Paulette's designs have been largely unnoticed until recently, that is.
I use only hand tools, shovels, mattocks, scrapers.
A documentary filmmaker heard of the caves and spent 3 years following Paulette as he dug. The result was Cave Digger, a film so unique it was nominated for an Academy Award.
And I didn't hear of it. I don't know about you guys,
I'm
but I
in a big
didn't.
time now, so
Suddenly, Rob Paulette was a caveman with a following.
So I take it in your career as in real estate, you've never really had to sell caves before.
This is definitely a first.
Realtor Tom Abrams is now selling 2 of Paulette's caves, along with the 200 or so acres around them,
This was a
for
couple years
close
ago.
to $1 million. But Paulette won't see any of that money. It all goes to the seller.
Does it ever get lonely up here doing all this work?
you know, I'm never lonely.
He agreed to show us his latest project.
This is the largest thing I've ever done.
He calls it
That's really cool.
his magnum opus.
Taking all the things that I've learned in all the other caves over the years, and finally getting an opportunity to experiment with gilding the lily.
His plan is not only to just carve, but paint these sandstone walls, creating what he hopes will be a healing retreat, a community gathering place, complete with a waterfall.
Half this room is going to be a pool.
Oh my God.
And they'll be seating around the bottom.
At 67, he'll be well into his 70s before he shares this cave with the world. He hopes those who come here will find in its solitude what Rob Paulette already has, a sense of peace and purpose.
If there was one simple thing you wanted people to take away from being in one of your caves, what would
Look
it
at that
be?
wood floor in
At least a moment or a length of time in which they had a deeper feeling and deeper understanding of themselves and life.
there. Okay, there's some more stuff here. Maybe goes wrong. Okay. So that was Rob Paulette and his sandstone caves. I would be worried about damaging the sculpture around if I actually lived there, but yeah, maybe that's not the intent. But I hope you enjoy and think you might think of this as like a pretty neutral color, but it does. I just was like so fascinated with these sandstone caves. I was like, oh, it has to be represented in this color spectrum that I'm providing for you. So I hope you enjoy this color. And we'll continue our young adventure tomorrow with Dana. And I just started knitting this one, so I don't have much to show you. Oh, knitting half of it, I should say, because I'm doing half of it, and then doing the other half. But I'll check in with you tomorrow with the next video. Have a great day.